How to create custom AI models for Leonardo AI consistent characters. We're going to discuss the following. First, we need to make sure that we have a good sample image or sample images. Sample image consistency is important when we're considering resolution, for example, 512 by 512 resolution images, the position of the main subject, the style and theme. Is it something like toon, anime, or some sort of photograph? And of course, image composition. Do you only have one image subject, or do you have multiple image subjects in your sample images? Also, the sample size affects your image generation. In this case, we're going to experiment and test 3 custom AI data models with 5, 8, and 12 sample images. And lastly, we're going to test enabling transparent background and how it affects our generated images. If you like more videos like this, like and subscribe to get more. First, we need to create a dataset. In this case, we just add a dataset name and a basic description. And for examples, we're going to do custom animals, cute animals. In this case, in the first dataset, we're having 5 images. And in this case, make sure that the sample images that we have the same resolution. In this case, for example, 512 by 512 image resolution, the same position of the subject, and basically consistent form of the subject in the sample images. So here, let's try to start training the dataset. We add our description, we add a trigger word a, so we can use that in our prompt. And in this case, we're going to use stable diffusion version model where your sample images are 512 by 512 image resolution. In this case, you need to wait, and you can get an email notification once the training of your dataset or custom AI model is done. Moving on, we also do for testing another dataset, but this time with 8 sample images, going through the same procedure, same process in training your dataset. For the category, let's just choose general for now for testing purposes. Okay, and the same thing, we're going to create another data set, and this time we're going to use 12 sample images. And again, same process, same trigger word, same category, same image resolution, same base model. We start training our data set. And take note that when we're training datasets, we have a maximum of 2 datasets to be trained at a time. So once we get a notification that one dataset is done for training a custom AI model, then we proceed with our other dataset, final dataset. We have 3, and then train that one. Going to AI image creation, we need to set up, in this case we're using legacy mode, we need to set up, for example, the advanced resolution. We can set it same, consistent, 5112 by 5112. Notice that initially the transparency settings, we're having that disabled, meaning we expect that the output image would have a background. Then we select our fine-tuned model. So we select our model, and initially we're going to use Cute Animals 1, which has the 5 sample images. Okay, in this example, we're just going to run a prompt for a simple red panda. Take notice that compared to the sample images, this red panda is more realistic. There's no clothes. And in this case, we set the category to be photography. doing it again for the next data set where we have 8 sample images. Similar thing, we're able to get some realistic cute animal, but it's for now it doesn't follow the theme of the sample images, which is cute anime-like animals with clothing. But in terms of the portrait, yes, it follows the proportions and the position of the subject in the image. Now we're going to do it with the third data set with 12 sample images, and notice that this time the cute red panda also has clothing and is following a consistent position, subject position in the image. Note that we have the option, if we ever like this image, we have the option to upscale it to have a larger resolution and download as we like for future use as reference. I like this one. It's like a ninja red panda, but basically a coat. In this case, let's try to change the category a bit into anime. So let's see how it affects our image creation. Now let's try to select the base model with the 12 sample images, and let's see how it goes. Notice that the difference here was the category anime from, I believe earlier it was photography. Okay, now we're somewhat getting a more familiar, consistent vibe or theme from the sample images, which are cute anime-like animal characters with clothing in a consistent position in a 512 by 512 image. And again, if you like that image, definitely we can upscale as we like. There are different options for upscaling. In this case, I just tested out to use the artistic option. Okay, so it's using the artistic option. It's like there's some sort of paintbrush type theme or style with the image, or at least it's more emphasized. And now we're using the realistic one, just in case, just to check its effect. Okay, at a glance, I don't see a lot of difference for this case. It's not much difference when upscaling from artistic to realistic for this sample image. Now let's try a different character, just testing it out. So we went back to the model with the 5 sample images, cute animal parenthesis 1, and we're testing the prompt A penguin. And let's see how it goes. Okay, it seems a decent character emerged. However, there was no clothing. It's anime toon-like. It has also a consistent position. Now let's try with the other model with 8 sample image dataset. And this time you notice that there's some sort of scarf around the penguin. Notice that in the prompt we didn't say anything about scarf. It was merely following the suggestions of our custom AI model. Okay, just in this example, I like the image, and let's just download it as upscale and download it as well. In this case, let's try the 12 sample image data set or custom AI model, and let's see what the output is. Okay, we still get a cute penguin, but notice that there isn't clothing on that penguin. It looks like the penguin has a jacket for its hair or fur, but in this case, it's like having less sample images generated a better output image. So the cuteness is there, the background theme is there, but the clothing, it looks like a penguin with a tie, but still somewhat not a little emphasis on clothing compared to the sample image custom AI model with the 5 sample image. Okay, right now let's enable transparency and see how it goes. Okay, in this case, yeah, it takes a while. Typically, for waiting for the output, in my experience, it's like the less dataset images you have, it's like less waiting time. In this case, we have a weird output. We're using the data model with 12 AI sample images. And in this case, we didn't get a penguin exactly. It's like a mix of all the data of the sample data set that we inputted. Okay, let's vary it up. Let's maintain the transparency, but try to use a different custom AI model, this time with the 8 sample image dataset. Again, just waiting as we go, just showing you that yes, there is some waiting time. Now, it somewhat looks like a penguin. It has ears, which is not natural for a penguin. And yeah, still somewhat of an unnatural look. Again, it's like the 8 sample image dataset custom AI model that we're using for this one. Okay, in this case, okay, I'm looking at changing the guidance scale, but for now, let's try the AI model with the 5 image dataset. Okay, in this case, the custom AI model with the least number of sample images generated the more natural look output image. In this case, it pretty much looks like a penguin. It has cool clothing, and you have a transparent background. So it's not all the time wherein you have 8, 12, or 15 or more images that you get a better output. And notice here that when we upscale, the upscale tries to fill up the background. So if you're going to upscale an image with a transparent background, it tries to fill it up. Okay, we're testing it again. And yeah, indeed, the lower sample dataset, image sample dataset, yields a better, more interesting output image. Now let's try the 8 image dataset custom AI model. Okay, we still have weird output images. It looks like a hybrid of a panda and a penguin put together. But definitely we get the cute character with clothes. But for me, in this case, when it comes to uh, transparent images, the a custom AI model with the least number of sample images works better. But just to be sure, right, we're gonna test custom cute animal 3 custom AI model with the 12 image dataset, and let's see how it goes. Okay, it's a cool image, but it doesn't look like a penguin. It looks like a hybrid of all the different animals in the sample dataset. But it looks cool. It has a consistent theme, consistent position, but it's a bit odd. Okay, now, why not? Let's try again a red panda, but this time with transparency enabled. And let's start with the 5 image dataset AI model. It looks cool, especially this one. Okay, it's like a red panda with eyeglasses and clothing. This one is like a goat plus red panda. So, okay, definitely increasing the number of output images in your image generation can help you find a better image output. This time we're going through the 8 sample dataset AI model. It looks much simpler, plain, and interesting. For me, in this case, for the red panda, this is the better image with the 8 sample dataset. Okay, now we try with the 12 sample dataset custom AI model and see how it goes. Okay, notice that the larger dataset custom AI model has a longer waiting time, which makes sense, right? If you have a larger dataset for AI model, definitely longer waiting time. Okay, interestingly, for the red panda one, it's like the larger dataset is giving a more interesting and consistent image. So I like this one, and I'm thinking of upscaling it and downloading it for later. Okay, again with the upscale tries to fill in the background, which doesn't look good, and I would prefer not upscaling it when you're enabled in transparency mode. With these learnings in mind, so when you create your custom AI model, take notes and try to experiment. If you want to learn more about Leonardo AI, consistent characters, AI models, and prompt engineering, check out these videos above.